Hello students, welcome back to microprocessor and microcontroller online class. In the morning class, I have explained the RAM organization in the 8051 microcontroller. In this video, I am going to talk about the ROM organization in the same 8051 microcontroller. After discussion of the RAM organization in the 8051 microcontroller, I am going to talk about the addressing modes of 8051. So that in this video, I am going to cover the RAM organization of 8051 microcontroller and the addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller. We know that the 8051 microcontroller is having the 16-bit address bus. So that 16-bit address bus means it can access the memory of 2 power of 16. 2 power of 16 is nothing but it is 64 kilobytes. So that can have the 8051 can access the 64 kilobytes of RAM as well as 64 kilobytes of RAM. In the morning class, we have discussed the how the 64 kilobytes of RAM, that is a data memory, can be organized in the 8051. In the morning class, we have discussed. In this class, I am going to talk about that 64 kilobytes of RAM, how that can be organized in the 8051. I am going to talk. So here we are going with the ROM organization, that is nothing but it is a read-only memory. It is also called as code memory, also called as program memory. It is a memory where we can store the instructions, where we can store the code, where we can store the program. That means the microcontroller can use to store the instructions or the code or the program in this particular memory. So that we can divide this RAM into the two things. One is internal memory, another one is external memory, and a minimal of the internal memory minimal of the internal memory is about the 4 kilobytes, and remaining 60 kilobytes is about the external memory. Here we are having the total memory of 64 kilobytes, that is a ROM, and in which minimal of 4 kilobytes can be used as a internal, and the remaining can be used as a external read-only memory. The total of this internal and the external memory can be is equals to 64 kilobytes, and this internal memory is also named as on-chip memory, and this external memory is also named as off-chip memory. On-chip memory plus off-chip memory is equals to 64 kilobytes. Now I am going to talk about the internal RAM architecture. After that we can study the external RAM structure. Internally, the program memory, that is nothing but internal RAM, is a minimal 4 kilobytes in the 8051. Other variants we have larger than RAM size, so that the total code memory must be is equals to 64 kilobytes. We have to choose in the minimal of the 4 kilobytes as a internal memory. Based on our requirement, we can go for the more than 4 kilobytes also, but the total memory can be accessed by the 8051 microcontroller, which including the internal and external memory will be equals to 64 kilobytes. Now I am going to talk about the internal RAM of the program memory, that is internal RAM of the program memory is 4 kilobytes. It is a 4 kilobytes. Its address range is from 0000H to it is 0FFFH. That means what? 4 kilobytes, 4 into 10 power of 4 into 10 24, 1 byte, 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024 bytes. So that 4 into 10 24, that is 1024. We can convert that is into the hexadecimal numbers. That 4 kilobytes will be from 000H to 0FFFH. This is the internal program memory or internal code memory, and from the 64 kilobytes and 4 kilobytes are used as a internal memory, and remaining, that is 60 kilobytes can be used as the external program memory. So that here if the address range is from 0000h to 0FFFH on the reset 1, that means what, for the 8051 we will be having a reset. For that pin, if the reset is 1, then the program counter is set to address 0000. That means what, if the reset pin of the 8051 is programmed to 1, so that it terminates all the operation, so that the program counter is going to read the instructions from the starting memory location, that is from 0000h onwards. It is keep on going to fetch the instructions from the various addresses, as from 0000h to it is keep on increases to take the instructions from the memories. Here the very important point is that when the 8051 is programmed to have the reset pin is 1, so that it is going to terminate all the operations, so that it is going to read the instruction. It is going to read the instructions from the starting address. That starting address is nothing but it is the starting address of the internal memory. That means what, program counter is set to address 000. Once reset is equals to 1, the program counter is set to address is 0000h, and the now 8051 microcontroller starts the executing the instructions from this address onwards. So that program counter will fetch the instruction from the internal RAM. Program counter will fetch the instruction from the internal RAM for the address 0000h to 0FFFH. If the program counter address are higher than, if the program counter addresses are higher than 0FFFH, so that it is going to fetch the instructions from the external memory. It is about the 4 kilobytes of memory, and this will be the 60 kilobytes of memory. So that if the program counter addresses are higher than, this 0FFFH, so that the program counter is going to fetch the instructions from the external program memory, that is the off-chip memory. So that the instructions will be fetched from external memory by activating the program strobe enable. So that here whenever external access pin is 1, this is active low pin. Whenever this is an active low pin, this is external access pin is 1, so that the 8051 can have the accessing of the internal memory access. So that whenever external access, this is active low pin, is equals to 1, and attempt to access the memory beyond 0FFH, that means what, this will be, if this is this flag is set to 1, so that it is the program counter is going to read the instruction from the external memory, that is about the 60 kilobytes of memory. So that an attempt to access the memory beyond 0FFH will make the 8051 access the external RAM using the program strobe enable. That pin is named as a program strobe enable, that is PS, program strobe enable. By making use of the program strobe enable signal informing the external circuitry that address and the data buses are now to access the, that is read-only memory for external. And if this is 0, this is external access is 0, so that the program counter is going to read the instructions. This is read the instructions from the outside, that means external memory. Whenever this is 1, it is going to read the instructions from the internal program memory only. Whenever this is equals to 0, and this will read the instruction from the external memory. The point is very, very clear that if external access is 1, it is an active low signal. Active low signal means whenever it is programmed to 0, it can have the external accessing, external RAM accessing. Whenever external accessing pin is 1, programmed 1, so that it can access the internal program memory only. And this is about the RAM organization of 8051, and minimal of how much we require to have the internal program memory, that is about 4 kilobyte. The total of how much we can have, we can have the 64 kilobyte, total of 64 kilobyte of memory we can have. And this total 64 kilobytes of memory can be accessed as external memory. If it is external memory with the external access is 0, this is active low signal. It is an active low signal whenever this pin is programmed to 0, so that the program counter is going to read the instructions from the external RAM, that is external read only memory, and the total of 64 kilobyte of memory that can access. So that this is the RAM organization of 8051. Now this is completed, the memory organization of 8051 is completed. Then we can go with the addressing modes of 8051. Addressing modes of 8051. The addressing modes are very simple, that already we have studied the addressing modes of 8086 microprocessor in the first unit. The same things we have to recall here for the addressing modes. Addressing modes are nothing but the way in which we are reading the data, or the way in which we are accessing the data, or the way in which we are reading the instructions or fetching the instructions are called the addressing modes. So that here we are going to talk about the addressing modes now. Addressing modes in every microprocessor and control. This is the paper which describes the addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller. Every microprocessor and microcontroller will have their own set of addressing modes and instructions. We know that the 8086 microprocessor is having some set of instructions, and 8086 will have some set of addressing modes. But the addressing modes in case of 8051 will also almost same for the addressing modes of 8086 microprocessor. The instruction format of 8051 in the program set, in the program or in the code, and we will be having the program structure, in which in the program structure we will be having the mnemonic followed by the operands. All these things we have discussed in the last class. We will be having the mnemonic and operands. The mnemonic are nothing but the instructions themselves defined by the few alphabets. By using some few alphabets, we will define some instructions that are called as mnemonics. Then operands nothing but the data on which the instructions are going to be performed, that is called mnemonics. That means what? In the addressing mode, first we have to know what is addressing mode. Addressing mode is nothing but the way in which the data or instructions fetched by the 8051 is called addressing modes. And in addressing modes, we will be going through some that 8051 we will be going through some set of instructions nothing but it is a set of it is a program only, it is code only. And in the instruction structure we will be having the mnemonic and operand. Mnemonic is nothing but it is the instruction which is specified by making use of some alphanumeric terms. And here this is by using some alphabets we will be representing the mnemonics, and operand is nothing but the data on which we are performing the operation, the data on which we are performing the instruction, that is called operand. So that addressing mode here the two terms are very important, and this will be the this can be asked for 2 or 3 marks in the exam. In the instruction format of 8051 or 8086 microprocessor, we can have mnemonic followed by the operand. The mnemonics nothing but instructions themselves defined by alphabets, whereas operands nothing but the data on which the instructions are going to be operated. The instruction has the 2 operands. We know that in the 8086 microprocessor we have studied the operands, where there are 2 operands, that is source operand and the destination operand. Destination operand is specified first, and it may be followed by the source operand. We have studied the source operand and the destination operand in the 8086 microprocessor. For example, if you go with the example of this instruction, move A comma at a comma as 55, so that is the 55h is a destination. This is a source operand and this will be the destination operand, and this is nothing but it is a mnemonic or the instruction. So that mnemonic is nothing but the instruction which is specified in the alphabets, that is called it is a mnemonic. And the operands nothing but the data on which we are performing the operations of instruction, that is called it is operand. So that here in the instructions, in the instruction set of 8051, we will be having the mnemonic and operands. Mnemonic is nothing but it is a instruction which is specified by the alphabets, whereas operands nothing but the data on which the instructions are going to be performed. And so that these two are operands. We are having the two types of operands. One is destination operand and the next one is the source operand. And so the first one is a destination operand and the followed by the source operand will be specified. So that addressing mode is nothing but, addressing mode definition is also important. It is the way in which we can access the target operand or we can locate the data in target operand by the instruction. By the instruction we will be performing some operations on the source operand, so that will be moved into the destination operand. In other words, the way using which data sources and the destination address are specified in the instruction for the data transfer is called the addressing mode. It should be noted that source and destination operands can be defined in different ways. Hence, addressing modes for the source and destination operand can be different from each other. So that this is the definition of the addressing modes. We have to the way in which the data has been accessed by the 8051 microcontroller is called the addressing mode. There are 5 addressing modes are there. First one is called intermediate addressing mode, next one is direct addressing mode, next one is a register addressing mode, next one is a index addressing mode, register index addressing mode, next one is a indexed addressing mode. The first one is immediate addressing mode. In this addressing mode, the operand is specified in the instruction itself only. This is a instruction. In the instruction itself only we are specifying the operand. Operand is specified in the instruction itself only. In other words, the required data is a part of instruction only. This is called it is a immediate addressing mode. That is whatever the data we require, that is specified in the instruction itself only, so that we can call it is a immediate addressing mode. Here as a sign is nothing but it is saying that it is the direct data only. 55H is nothing but 55 is a data which is represented in the hexadecimal number system. So that in the immediate addressing mode, operand is specified in the instruction itself only. This is the operand, it is specified in the instruction itself, and whatever the data is there, whatever the data that is 55H, that will be moved into the accumulator register. This is the register which is attached to the arithmetic logic unit in the 8051 microcontroller. In the 8051 microcontroller, we have studied the block diagram or internal architecture of 8051, in which we found that ALU is having the two register A and register B. Here we will be using the register A, so that the data 55H, that is hexadecimal number, will immediately move into the accumulator register A, because it is specified, the instruction is what? It is move. So that the way we can identify and use the immediate addressing mode by placing the sign, by seeing this as symbol. By seeing this symbol, we have to understand that it is an immediate addressing mode. By seeing this symbol, we have to understand that it is the immediate addressing mode. This addressing mode is mostly to place a numeric value in a register or memory location. So that here this is what it is, a numeric value will be moved into a register or into a memory location. A can be a memory location. Now A is a register inside, but we can write one memory location here also, so that 55H will be moved into that memory location. So that this is the best example for immediate addressing mode. And from this we can have the description is that copy 55 and it will be moved into this copy 55 H into the accumulator register. This will be 55H data will be moved into the accumulator register, that is A. And the next the addressing mode is called direct addressing mode. In this addressing mode, address of the operand is specified in the instruction. See this one? Move, it is a instruction. A is a destination operand and the memory location is specified. From that we have to have the data, and that data will be moved into the accumulator register. So that in this addressing mode, address of the operand will be specified in the instruction. This is not the data, it is the address, because whenever we will be having the hash symbol, then only we can call it is a data. Otherwise it is the address only. This is 30H is nothing but it is the address only, so that this execution pointer will go to that particular location, that is 30H, and from that it gets the data, and that data will be moved into the accumulator register here. And compare these two instructions. Here move A as 55H is there, here move A comma 30H is there. Here hash is there and here hash is not there. So that hash is there means it is the data only, and whereas 30H is nothing but it is a one particular memory location. From that memory location, then execution pointer has to read the data, and it has to move into the accumulation register. This is a direct addressing mode. And the next one is a register addressing mode, and the register addressing mode is nothing but in this addressing mode, the register which is used as a source or a destination specified in the instruction itself only. That means what? Here move is there, and this is one register and this is another register. That means what? The operand can be moved into one of the register. This may be register and this may be direct data only. Here what? Here this is the not the internal register, and this is data only. This is the direct data, and it is moving into the some other register, not internal register. This is external register. So that what we can write, this is about here copy of 55H, that is a 8-bit data moved into that register 5, or you can call this is move A comma R2. That means what? Content which is there in the register 2 will move to the accumulate register. This is called, it is a register addressing mode. The next one is nothing but it is a register index addressing mode. In this addressing mode, the address of operand is available. In the register. That means what? This is a move A accumulator register, yet A not there, yet R not. That means what? This register is holding the address. This register is holding the address of that particular data. That means what? This is not the data. This register is having the address of data, so that the execution pointer will go to that particular address. In that address they will find the data, and that data will move into the accumulator register. Here in this addressing mode, address of the operand is available in the register. Here the available in the register is specified in the instruction. In other words, the content of the register is a pointer to the data address. This mode is used to access any internal RAM or external RAM, and this special function register cannot be accessed using this mode. And this is about the register indirect addressing mode. Here we will be having one particular address, and I can go with the one more example, move, and it is a instruction. It is also called as mnemonic, and at R1, that means it is a destination operand, and we will be having a data is what? It is as 55H. That means what? by seeing the hash we have to understand that it is completely data only, that it is a 8-bit data. 8-bit data has to move the location, the address of that location is specified in the register 1, so that the register 1 is holding the address of the memory location where we have to send this 55H 8-bit of data. This is nothing but it is a register addressing mode. And the next one is about index register addressing mode. Index register addressing mode, in this addressing mode, address of operand is formed by adding the content of A and the 16-bit data pointer register. This will be we will be having, this is a data pointer register. Here this is a and here we will be having, and this is A is having, so A is having the data, and to which we are adding this the data pointer registers data, so that these two will be added, so that it will give the one address. It will give the one address. This symbol represents what? It symbol represent, it is nothing but it is the address of that particular memory location. By adding A and the data pointer register, we will be getting the address of that particular memory location, and so that the program counter goes to that particular memory location, so that it will find the data in that particular memory location, and that data will be moved into the accumulator register. Here the thing is that here copy of the content of internal and external memory, that address is specified at this memory location, so that from that memory location data will be moved into the accumulator register. And these are the various addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller. Here the addressing modes nothing but what? The way in which the data can be accessed by the 8051. And the 8051 is having some set of instruction nothing but it is a set of rules specified by the 8051, and in the instruction set, and each instruction will be having some one particular format in which we can have the mnemonic and destination operand and the source operand. Mnemonic is nothing but it is an instruction which is specified by the alphabets, and the operand is nothing but the data on which we are going to operate the instructions. There are 5 types of addressing modes are there: intermediate, direct, register, register index, and the index register addressing modes. And with this addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller is complete. Thank you student, thank you so much for your patience.